much as I like showing it, it's awesome seeing it on the big screen and working on it so small for a long time. The thing is, we've got two important concepts to go over here today regarding Infinity. We've got the physical component, which are primarily the figurines that I'll go through, and then we also have the software, and we've got a few different things to go into that with some videos to show. So jumping into those figurines, the primary way you're going to start playing Infinity is you're going to buy the starter pack. And in that starter pack, it's going to come with the 3 different figurines that represent those 3 different franchise games that we're going to have. But then we're also going to have a couple other pieces. We're going to have what we're calling a playset piece, and this is where you actually choose which world you'll go into to have that true-to-property experience that John was talking about in the playsets. The next thing that we will then have is we've got this idea of these, we call them power discs. There's 2 different shapes of these. There's round ones, and then there's also these hexagonal ones. These hexagonal ones allow you to actually add extra toys to your toy box. The round ones allow you to give your characters different buffs and different abilities when they're playing as well. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But the primary way that you'll work this is you'll take that figure, you'll put it onto the reader, and then that will actually teleport that character into your game so that you can play with your favorite characters in those experiences. So the next piece that we'll have then is the software side of this. So into the software, there's 2 big components that we'll get into in a bunch of videos here in a second. The play sets, once again, are true to property experiences, and by that we mean that we will not allow you to necessarily, or to take any character that doesn't belong into that world in there. You will never see Mr. Incredible go into Pirates or vice versa. So those ones will all stay true to property for the fans that really want that experience in that world. Then the next piece that we've got is the toy box. Now we do allow everything to come in there. So there's virtual toys in all, so the whole idea behind this is all of these things are virtual toys throughout the entire game. We go ahead and unlock those toys out of the play sets to bring individual toys that are specific to each play set into the toy box so you can mash those together and find out all the cool different kind of things that you want to do, and that's where you get into that idea of in the toy box you're going to be telling your own story there. So we'll dive into these in a little bit more depth right now. So we'll start off with the Incredibles playset. So the Incredibles playset, we worked with the team at Pixar to come up with a little bit of an alternative ending to what might have happened, and this might have been instead of going and taking Jack, Syndrome just unleashed some more chaos onto Metroville. So we have in each of these playsets, let's go ahead and roll video here, this idea that it should be aspirational to the player who wants to play in there. And for us, that means feeling super heroic in this playset. As the Incredibles, you need to be in different circumstances that only a superhero can solve. So that's got to be dangerous circumstances, but it's also got to be going up against the enemy that you got. And in this case, like I said, that is Syndrome. So we went through, and when we were designing the combat system for this, we knew that we had to have each of the powers that each of the Incredibles had, and that they needed to really be able to show those. So Bob needed to be incredibly strong. Mrs. Incredible has to have her stretchy abilities, and the combat system needed to reflect that, but so did the way that they move around the city. So they go along the rooftops, and they can do things that only superheroes can do. Dash is obviously in need of a super speed, and so he hits multiple times anytime that he goes up and does a combo. Violet has both her powers as both defensive, but then we took those force fields and worked with the guys and made them a little bit more offensive too, so that she's actually a very strong character within the game. So whoever your favorite Incredible is, you're going to be able to play them the way that you want to. Now the other characters that are going to be in this world, you're going to want to interact with all of the mission givers that we have. So we've got Edna Mode, Rick Dicker, and Mirage actually comes along to help you out and to defeat Syndrome in this world. So we created this idea of your superhero headquarters here. Now, back to this idea of play your way, we always want to put a big building element or a nurturing element in every single one of the play sets. So here you get to build out this headquarters, you build these buildings, you get those out of your catalog, you can customize them in any way that you want to, and you can also then play with these buildings. They all have buttons on them, they're all designed as toys to be interactive, so that when you're playing with them, it's actually fun, and you can then take these same toys back into the toy box as well. So we've got this idea of the catalog. Once again, virtual toys in every one of these to where you'll go ahead and unlock these different toys. We've got 4 cool different gadgets in the Incredibles that you can unlock. You've got the Incredicar, you've got this glide pack that you have, but all of these are true to property experiences here, but then when you take them into the toy box, you can put them onto different characters, and those characters can equip them and play with them in any way you want to. And that's where we get that cool mashup feel of going through this. Now, this last bit on this video is just going through and saying all of these games are multiplayer. So we're showing this in split screen mode right here, but all the play sets are. The idea behind this is to allow you to play with your kids or have your kids play with their friends, and that this is something that's really important to us, is that in virtual play, we want you to be able to play together as easily as possible. And we won't show those videos on some of the next ones, but they all are multiplayer as well. So to go into then monsters. So with monsters,